afternoon, I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. ECZ announces 4 days of voter extension as it registers over 11,300 prisoners. Police arrest four pupils of Twin Palm Secondary School for killing a KABULONGA boy's pupil. Details coming to you after this commercial.
Hello, have you heard about Msika? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, Msika is here. Advertise on Msika between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact
+260 953 995099. +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467.
Msika, allowing your business to grow.
And now the media news in detail. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has announced a 4-day voter registration exercise for both persons in lawful custody and ordinary members of the public. The extension will commence on Thursday, 17th December 2020 to Sunday, 12th December 2020. Meanwhile, ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano has announced that the Commission has so far registered 6,407,852 voters and 11,359 prisoners. Mr. Shindano says the Commission is impressed with the figure captured so far against the target slightly over 8.4 million voters as corrected by the Zambia Statistics Agency. The Commission has since encouraged all eligible voters to take advantage of the extended period to get captured. Details in the following report.
The Commission is pleased to announce that the extended voter registration will now commence on Thursday, 17th December 2020. In our last briefing, we mentioned that this would commence on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. But take note that this will commence on Thursday, 17th December 2020, for a period of 4 days, up to midnight on Sunday, 12th December 2020, in all the 116 districts throughout the country. So the exercise will conclude on midnight, on Sunday, 20th December 2020. So it's for 4 days. And this will be undertaken in all the 116 districts throughout the country. Let me also mention that in arriving at the 4-day extension, the Commission has taken into consideration the need to capture as many eligible voters as possible, while taking into consideration the electoral calendar towards the 12th August 2021 general election. I will share with you this calendar at the end of my briefing. During this voter registration extension, special attention will be given to all civic centers in the 116 districts and indeed registration centers which had high numbers of eligible voters. Registration of persons in lawful custody, which commenced on Wednesday, 9th December 2020, and concluded also on Saturday, 12th December 2020, has also been extended by 4 days. Out of the targeted number of 16,000 eligible persons in lawful custody, the Commission registered a total number of 11,359, representing 71% of all the eligible persons in lawful custody.
Government coffers have been credited with 118,200 kwacha illegal salaries obtained by former serving ministers who stayed in office illegally after the dissolution of Parliament in 2016. The ministers say was at the advice of President Edgar Lungu, who said at the time that the Constitution allows ministers to hold on to their position until after the elections. But the Constitutional Court ruled that the directive by President Edgar Lungu was unconstitutional unconstitutional, thereby ordering that all those who obtained illegal salaries pay back. On Tuesday, 15th December 2020, former Foreign Affairs Minister Harry Kalaba and his housing and infrastructure counterpart at that time, Ronald Chitotela, have since paid back their illegal salaries to government. Mr. Kalaba has credited the government coffers with 60,434 kwacha 88 ngwe, while Mr. Chitotela has paid back 57,811 kwacha 38 ngwe. Mr. Kalaba, however, says it was unnecessary for the matter to be taken to court, as government should have just advised how much was supposed to be paid back, as opposed to allowing the matter to drag on for years. Mr. Kalaba says the time wasted could have been channeled towards addressing high poverty levels in the country, as well as addressing the ever-growing divide between those who have and those who do not have. Details in the following report.
Barely a week from the time ministers were ordered to pay back the money they obtained during their illegal stay in office after Parliament was dissolved ahead of the 2016 general elections, former Foreign Affairs Minister, now Opposition Democratic Party leader Harry Kalaba has paid back the money in total. According to the order by the Constitutional Court, 64 cabinet and deputy ministers were ordered to pay back the money within a period of 30 days. Harry Kalaba becomes the first former minister to pay publicly an amount slightly over 60,000 kwacha, seconded by Tourism and Arts Minister Ronald Chitotela. Mr. Kalaba says every leader has an obligation to obey the courts of law.
No. It's not even about money, it's about principle. A good name is better than riches. The mistake was made, even though it was not made by myself, but the courts have ruled. It's the same courts that have managed to keep the DP right now in existence. So it's the same courts that have ruled that we should pay back. So where good comes from, even evil comes from. So I have paid because I think I have an inescapable responsibility towards this country, that we need to do good. Especially as leaders, we need to walk the talk. So people know that if we undermine our own foundations of democracy, then where are we going? Nowhere then.
Mr. Kalaba is hopeful that the resources being paid will be put to good use and not go back to illegalities being fought now.
Few lighter, because there was no need for us to even have taken this route. I think the very first time in 2017 when the Constitutional Court ruled that we should pay back, we should have paid back without even going to court. There was no need of taking this protracted route. Honestly speaking, I just hope we should have saved ourselves time and resources instead of doing what we did. We should have just paid at the same time. And I also hope the money that we have paid today, will be put to good use. I hope it will not be used to go back in the same pockets of those who are abusing the resources of this country today. I hope this money will find itself in Chirubi. I hope it will find itself in Kaoma, in Keema, to help in the health facilities, so that we can ameliorate the challenges of our people.
If all goes well, government should be in possession of over 4 million kwacha by the close of business on the 7th of January 2021. For now, we wait on other former ministers to follow suit. Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, it is now close to 2 weeks when the country was treated to some horrific news of the brutal killing of a KABULONGA boy's pupil by his fellow pupils from Twin Palm Secondary School. The incident happened on the 4th of December 2020. Ryan Piri was alleged to have been killed by his fellow pupils with golf sticks and other weapons. Police instituted investigations into the matter, and 4 pupils from Twin Palm Secondary School have since been arrested. The suspects' names have been withheld by the police so as not to jeopardize investigations. However, those arrested are aged between 16 and 19 years and are residents of Lusaka's Mtendere compound, KABULONGA and Twin Palm area. Zambia Police Service spokesperson Esther Mwantakatongo has confirmed the development, saying one suspect is still on the run as a manhunt for him has been instituted.
Officers in Lusaka have arrested 4 suspects in connection with the murder of a male juvenile, Ryan Piri, and he is believed to have been a pupil of KABULONGA Secondary School. Those arrested are aged between 16 and 19 years and are also believed to be pupils at Twin Palm Secondary School. On 4th December 2020, Ryan Piri, aged 17, is alleged to have been attacked by a group of people who are suspected to be grade 12 pupils from Twin Palm Secondary School, and it is further alleged that golf sticks were used in the act, and the same victim later died in UTH. We have decided to withhold the names of the suspects due to the fact that they are all juveniles, and we wish to state that our investigations in the matter have continued because we are still looking for one more suspect who is currently on the run.
Matero constituency aspiring independent member of parliament Fabian Mumba says it is possible to have a violence-free election next year. Mr. Mumba says this can be achieved if politicians pledge to put Zambia first beyond their interest. Mr. Mumba has since urged all political parties to utilize the remaining few months to sensitize their members on the need for engaging in peaceful campaigns. He adds that it is unfortunate that most politicians have continued with the mindset of using young people to cause violence during elections when their own children are not involved in such acts. Mr. Mumba said this to Camnet TV in an exclusive interview.
For the past few years, the country has continued to witness a growing trend of political violence, something that many Zambians have strongly continued condemning. Many concerned citizens across the country have continued to call for political parties to come together and sensitize their members of the importance of violent-free elections, saying that the time is now to address the issue.
There's a lot that needs to be done if indeed we are to achieve a violent free elections next year. We have a lot of people masquerading as politicians or political leaders who have put their personal ambitions or personal desires beyond the national desires. I think the biggest way out to most of these challenges that we are having as a country, trust me, if these issues are not well taken care of, no matter which government, which party forms government, we'll still continue saying this. The only way out is when these political leaders, when we, the political leaders, put the national interest first. Immediately the national interest supersedes the individual interest, supersedes the political party interest. I think that's the only way out to having a better country.
According to citizens, it is unacceptable that each election should have a record of violence.
The same people who we desire to save are killing each other. I think that must be condemned in totality. Why should you be used as tools of violence when these political players, they have their children safe in safe places? Most of their children are abroad. Even when there's chaos in this country, when war arises in this country, it is you, the poor people, that will suffer the most. They have the money to move their families abroad. They have the money to have their families be secured. But do you have the money? Okay, maybe you take it because you're getting the benefits, the handouts, or the chain that is being given to you. Is that money enough to ensure the security of your family, your beloved ones? So it's possible we can have elections free of violence if all of us, from the government to the individual citizens, play our role.
It is, however, hoped that as the country is heading toward the polls next year, a non-violence election is recorded. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. ECZ announces 4 days of voter extension as it registers over 11,300 prisoners. Police arrest 4 pupils of Twin Palm Secondary School for killing a KABULONGA boy's pupil. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Compliments of the season and good afternoon.